Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have no guest tonight. The guest is me, myself, and I. So welcome. Okay, you could clap, George. That'll make me feel better.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
It's still a very special
Thank
episode,
you.
right, Steve?
Yes, it's a very special episode. It's a episode of reflection, and we made 50,000 subscribers due to you, due to our Patreons, due to numerous supporters out there. I feel very grateful. I never thought that we'd get this far. So at first it was just, we actually filmed, we used to film right here in this little nook. And then thanks to my girlfriend, she brought me to IKEA. And I bought the good old mic, okay? So this mic, I'm very grateful for the mic. I'm grateful for George and you, Chris, and Kirby, and my girlfriend. And I just wanted to use this episode to kind of tune in with my fans and supporters out there.
This is by a popular request. I asked two people who they wanted as a guest, and they wanted a solo episode.
Okay, that's fine. I'm currently... just a side note, I'm going through therapy now because of my anger, and it's been helping me a great deal. So shout out to Dr. Choi out there. I don't know well, he probably wants to be anonymous, but we could bleep that out. And
it's a popular name.
Yeah, so Dr. Choi, he's helping me with... actually, we're getting deep. We're going back in the past. I just shared with him... for those of you who know me from DVD SA, I'm from Poway, and we got to I was talking about how I was ranked second in my weight class at 103 pounds in 1993. I was slated to actually at least place top 3 to 5 or win the state, and I choked. So I just recently told my therapist about that, and we were going through just really analyzing like the dynamics there with my coach's expectations, because I told him because from 6th grade to 12th grade all I knew was that was my goal, was to be state champion in my weight class, and in a way I felt like it was like kind of like a trophy kid, or like that was my only worth and value in value. And so we were analyzing that, and him saying that if my coach would have said, and I told my therapist that if someone would have told me it used to be the tournament was in Stockton there, but when they'd say, okay, 103 pounders, please report to the tunnel, and then you'd go down there and warm up and stuff. If my brother did support me, but if someone would have, a mentor or a coach, really pulled me to the side and would have said, listen, I'm proud of you. You made it this far. I love you. All I want from you is for you to try your very best. And whatever the result is, I'm still proud of you. Just try your best. You know? Mm-hmm. That would have helped me a great deal. And so that's the type of things I've been talking to my therapist about, as far as, the past, and how from that moment on I thought, because it's going back to the comment, I don't want to give this guy too much shine, but the comment on Instagram, I brought that up. What
comment, Steve? You got a comment?
Where he was saying that I was the worst interviewer ever, which is cool, whatever, he's entitled to his opinion. And, I didn't respond harshly. I said, yeah, I am the worst. How could I get better? Right? And then he wrote this huge paragraph saying that I shouldn't cut the guests off. And
oh, you respond. Oh, Steve.
Yeah,
no,
I did respond.
Man,
I did respond. Okay.
Oh, I've been getting snippy with the comments. I'm having fun with it these days.
Well, I just tend to deal with it differently than you. You know, you have a little bit more pizzazz in you. I'd rather just diffuse it. But he was saying that, you know, you can't take it personal, and you have to like look at the facts. And you know, I don't know this guy, and I don't know if he's unhappy. Maybe he is. I mean, I know a person who's very happy and content with their life. You don't go commenting on Facebook or YouTube or anything, right? I've never done that ever. If I watch something for free, I keep my opinion to myself, and I appreciate the free content that is out there. Okay.
Have you left good comments as well, or no comments?
If I were to leave a comment, it would only be positive. I'd be like, dude, this is awesome, or something. You know what I mean? So, now, do you guys have any? I didn't want to talk too much about my therapy, but if you have any questions you want to know about my therapy, feel free to ask.
Was that us or the YouTube comments?
Well, yeah, well, since you guys are here right now, and
what have you gained from it so far, and what would you recommend it to people? Like, why would you what have you gained, and if you liked it, would you recommend it to people? Why? Did I just rephrase it in a more confusing way the second time?
No, I understood.
See, Steve, I'm helping you out.
No, I love what you're doing.
There's somebody who's a much worse interviewer than you.
No, you're not the worst. You're the best. So, who would I recommend this to, and why?
Yeah.
Is that?
What? Yeah.
Anyone? I went from personally because I had a hard time listening, and I still do, and I'm working on it, listening, and that's why whenever I have a guest here, I'm not intentionally meaning to do this, but sometimes it seems like I'm present and I'm there, but my mind's going somewhere else. So with my girl, it tended to get in the way of our relationship as far as being present with her, and so I went primarily to help my listening and to be more present. But then on top of that, it's I have this Korean rage in me still too. So, because if you break down my dad's history, you know, he had a really bad temper around this age bracket right here that I'm in now, where, you know, he would throw chairs and he'd knock my mom's tooth out. He beat me over the back with a Casio keyboard or whatnot, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going for that. And I'm sorry, Stan. This is Stan. It's getting too hot. So I'm primarily going for those two reasons, right, babe?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Sweating. Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting to go to therapy? Because I used to go to I went to therapy for a long time.
You did?
Yeah, and I didn't handle it very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I
didn't handle therapy.
No, I was so insecure.
Okay.
Look at
George,
this guy.
don't laugh at the guy.
This is a difficult
He's
subject.
being vulnerable. He's being vulnerable right now.
Yeah,
you son of a gun. How dare you? How dare you laugh at Chris? I can't believe you're doing that.
I actually used to like make up stuff to my therapist because I didn't want to like actually open up.
Yeah.
And I was so I would like make up a problem that I had that week.
Yeah, no. First of all, Chris, I lucked out. But the main thing is finding the right therapist. Because not everyone's gonna, like the first one me and Alani went to, this guy, I told him some vulnerable stuff and he was just like, remember? Yeah. He's like, oh, so anyway, it's like, I could have said, dude, your head's on fire. Okay, my head's on fire. Anyway, so can I have your credit card there? You know what I mean? Like, just like, it wasn't there. But thank God, because my homie Tada hooked me up. He's like, hey, there's this guy, and he works out of Skid Row too, so he has different spots where he works out of, and so my insurance Medi-Cal covers it. So yeah, so going back to your question, yeah, it's the main thing about therapy is finding the right person for you, whether it's a male or a female that's, you know, that you could really work with and that will understand you, and that might take a while. That you might, you know, find him right away or her right away, but it might take a while. And then secondly, I think it's like maybe building this trust with your therapist, because I'm slowly starting to you know, throw some curveballs at him, like, hey, this happened to me. I mean, that wrestling thing really, like, I was telling him the trajectory in my life, because that would have, if I would have won state in the 90s, my life would have went a whole different path. But since it was, you know, it was like, remember, have you seen that movie Rudy? It's about football. It's about Notre Dame football. And, you know, it was the opposite of what happened to Rudy at the end, where you don't get on the field and you give up. Or you don't try, you know.
What did you replace in your life? Since like wrestling was so big in your life, what did you replace it with?
Drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got into that too, because I told him that once I choked at that tournament, I thought my life was over, and I was in such pain. I literally thought my life was over. Like, that was my goal, and I failed. And so the only thing that really coated that pain was beer and alcohol and weed.
Were you into music before that, or what?
No, I was not into music. Although you know what, I dabbled. I got more into skateboarding when I went to Arizona. That was in 94, 95. So I had a skateboard, and that's where I kind of skated, but not really. I would like do power slides and like ollies and stuff. And I still kind of do those same tricks, but I got more into that when I moved to Arizona. So what happened was I choked at the state tournament, and then I got accepted to ASU, and then my life went a whole different path, and it causing a lot of wreckage in the process. I mean, yeah.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
No, not specifically, but I remember what I recorded it on. It was maybe back then when I met Mestizo, because I met him. He's Mestizo. Shout out to Mestizo. He's like a prodigy. He's like was talented at like 14, 15 years old. Like, this kid could rap his ass off. And I met him, and then when he went to my dorm, my other friend Derek, who ended up being my roommate, had a Fostex crappy, like a real Fostex tape 4-track, and that's when the first recordings happened. How is it still? Is it recording now, the tape? But that's where I recorded my first stuff. Is on this tape 4-track Fostex. Yeah.
Would you say that he's your biggest influence then?
Who, Mestizo?
Yeah.
No, because I was into I was just really impressed by him, because he was like this kid that could really like, wow, this kid's like special, you know, and he's still killing it now. He's still putting out music. But no, I was primarily influenced by like the Beastie. It's weird because I love the Beastie Boys, and then now Money Mark's in my band, you know, so how does that even make sense? And you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I was primarily into that stuff, Beastie Boys, The Far Side, and then stuff like that. But then I also like New Order and The Cure and stuff like that. So, or in Depeche Mode and stuff like that. So I was all over the map as far as music. I remember my brother when he was younger. I mean, when he decided not to wrestle his senior year, he had some vinyl. Like, he collected like punk records, and he had a keyboard. And this is like pre-Laxton Superb.
Oh yeah, Laxton Superb.
Yeah. So
there was one of those online. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. But I used to look up to the lead singer, Kevin Scholl. That was the lead singer with the hippie-looking guy.
He looks so weird.
Yeah, I remember my brother
explain to them what Laxton Superb is real quick.
Well, Laxton Superb was a San Diego. Laxton Superb was a San Diego-based band with my brother and my brother's childhood friends, Allan Meadows, Kevin Scholl, this other old guy that looked way older to be in that group back then, and some other guy. But it was like hippie. I wouldn't even know how to describe it. It was hippie music. Like 70s hippie music. Like
70s hippie music in the 80s. And there's a video on YouTube.
No, this was like in the 90s, I think. Yeah, not in the 80s. This was in the 90s. But I remember Kevin Scholl was like, I used to look up to that guy because when my brother went to the Black Celebration Depeche Mode concert, like, he came over and he rang the doorbell, and then he was wearing like this cool Depeche Mode shirt, and his hair was he had a cool hairstyle. And I'm like, whoa, this guy's like super cool. But then, like, looking back on it, I'm like, that stuff wasn't that cool. They were doing. But okay, so anyway, going back to my brother, like I learned a lot about music from him. Like back then, the whole the British invasion stuff, like that's how I learned about like the Specials, the Selector, and all Madness. Like we were really
first wave ska,
yeah, we were really into Madness. You know, like One Step Beyond and like some other songs or groups. And so, but my brother, like the palette got bigger just being his younger brother. I'd go through his vinyl collection. He had like Toy Dolls and some other groups, Black Flag records and stuff like that. So,
were you in any bands early on?
No. I was literally what changed my life and what made me want to do music. Ironically, it's crazy because Fat Lip's about to get on here if he decides to come on the show. But it was the Far Side when I went to see them. My friend Sean said, yeah, come out to this club distillery in Escondido, California. It was like this group with the Fark High. I didn't even know how to say the name of the. And then I remember like.
What'd you say?
I said the Fark Hide. I thought it was like the Fark Hide or the. I don't know. I didn't know it was the Far Side, but I remember before it was a small club. Before they even started, I saw the stickers like in it that stood out because it was an OG black and white sticker of the dog. The fire hydrant pissing on the dog. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you remember that sticker? But I'm like, whoa, what is this? But it was like a rap group. It was like a rap show, and they blew my mind. So it was a combination of that, and then I was like into like hieroglyphics when I saw Del the Funky Homo Sapiens video, sleeping on my couch, stuff like that. But ironically, my brother, he probably doesn't remember, but he got me into he bought the first rap tape, and I used to put it in my mom's system and like dance to it, like house dancing and stuff. It was EPMD. Eric
top 10 tapes you owned.
Oh, that's a hard one. Tapes?
Yeah, tapes that you bought just like and kept on playing until they melted in your car.
Well, I had.
Okay, top 2.
Well, I had I used to like Boys to Men too, so that's like straight up 90s. Because I like R&B too.
Yeah. Like
I remember the group Troop. They had like, it was before like they had the fades with the blonde. They were like kind of like boys. They were like New Edition. Mm-hmm. So I went to the Troop concert, and MC Hammer was on the bill too.
Yeah.
So I went to a damn MC Hammer and Troop concert back in the day. Yeah. So that's 90s. So, but I like all that stuff. I like whatever, like, I don't know, whatever I liked. So, yeah, it was Mint Condition, Troop, New Edition, whatever it was. Because back then, you'd hear it from, you'd watch MTV for real because they played music on MTV. It was pre, like, all these reality shows. So, like, I'd watch 120 Minutes, Cutting Edge, and Yo MTV Raps. Yo MTV Raps like opened up my whole window, because I'm a kid from Poway. I wasn't in LA. I've been in LA for almost 2 decades now, but I wasn't in LA back then. But that's how I like learned about all these groups is Yo MTV Raps. Yeah.
Let's see. What I'm betting all the DVD ASA kids are wondering, what's a day in the life of Steve like now? Let's go with yesterday.
Well, my sleeping schedule since because I've been with my girlfriend. My beautiful girlfriend sitting over there for 2 years now. So, and the part of my therapy is I've changed my sleeping. I still play video games, but I don't play till 5 in the morning anymore, right, babe? And I sleep now at a reasonable time for me, because I'm used to sleeping at like 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. But now I sleep, what time, babe? 2 to 3 a.m. So I changed it to 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah.
Have you noticed any positive changes since changing up your sleeping?
I want the whole day. Like, I want the whole day.
The whole day. Okay, it's similar.
I said a day, and you started off with like bedtime, dude.
Okay, so I'll wake up around. I'll wake up.
A day in the life of Steve. Well, I go to sleep at 3 a.m. and that's it. You did not want to answer this question.
And then I wake up, and then I'll have I stop Red Bull. I used to need a Red Bull. Now it's a sparkling water, right, babe? Right. Sparkling water, and I still need Starbucks though. I need Starbucks. I need it. So, okay, and I changed. Like my drink now, I don't know back then.
You wake up at what time?
2.
2 p.m.
Noon to 2.
Okay.
Well, it beats 4 to 5
You're
p.m.
at work, aren't you?
Well, lately she's been in because she's starting her own hat business.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then I'll she usually walks Kirby in the morning. I walk Kirby twice in the afternoon, then at night around at midnight. But then I go to Starbucks, and to be honest with you, I write all the time. I'm either writing a Little Ray song and I'm writing for my new album.
Drink at Starbucks.
My drink has changed. I don't know if it's an Americano. Americano with toffee nut syrup, and I mix it with peppermint syrup. It's pretty good, and I pour some half and half in there. But then a new thing that I do is I order a separate ice water so I could just be hydrated. And then yeah, nothing much has changed. I don't smell soaps as much as I used to, you know.
No.
Like at CVS, I know I used to go smell soaps a lot. I like we have a favorite soap now, right, babe? At Whole Foods, it's a aloe. It's only $2. It's this cucumber aloe soap. That's for it's like hypoallergenic, and I like the smell of that. Although I still get Dial. Like this is Dial. Yeah, this is Dial. This is just like a normal, like the yellow original yellow Dial soap you've known throughout your whole history. Except this is white, so this is the same as the yellow Dial, okay? So Dial, that'd be great to have you as a sponsor. We could use you. Any other questions?
So
we're doing good on time.
We're going through your day, man. We're not getting off the hook. You've got me through like 2:30 right
man,
now.
And then I will literally stay at Starbucks and write. I'm always writing.
Let's see a notepad and see like the writing process.
The writing process. Okay, for Little Ray, I'll give you.
Tell them I guess you've told people you're working on a new album, right? You've said that.
Yeah, and I want to get to my new album too.
Yeah, but let's keep going.
Okay, this is similar to. I just want to show you. This is a song I did with Mestizo. He has a feature on my new album, but this is I do a cheat sheet. So.
Okay.
If I could show you here, I write, like, if I want to rhyme something with mistake or cake, I write down, like, a cheat sheet of, like, egg, baked, cake, rake, sake, shakes, snake, steak, forsake, and then the double syllable, forsake, the double syllable ones. And then I do this with Little Ray, too, because this helps me, you know? And then I just, well, this is not a good example, but for that cheat sheet, I use a cheat sheet just to get the wheel turning.
What's that sound like? What's it sound like now?
What do you mean?
Like that song that you have. Like where's it at the moment?
Oh, it's finished. This is the Mestizo song's finished. Did you want to hear some of it? Okay. So this one's called there's a Mr. Rogers sample at the beginning. I mean, it's not like a sample. It's just because we watched, me and my girlfriend watched the Mr. Rogers. Have you seen the Mr. Rogers documentary?
No, I heard it was really good, though.
It was really good. It really inspired me. We didn't actually put it in the song, but I used it a little bit. Just, yeah, if you could. So this song is called Ikatsum.
What's Ikatsum mean?
It's mistake backwards.
I like that.
Yeah. So, I'll play you the part. I don't want to play the whole thing because I still want them to actually buy the album. But I'll play you a part. Let me see here. I'll play this part. I'll play this part right here. Hold up. I'll play. August 25th, I was born on this date. Instead I think about the air I breathe in this place that I choose to reincarnate. Put it on your plate or make a mistake until my spirit wakes. Don't manipulate my fate, break from your shell. An archon spell adds heavy to this hell. But I can pick up pieces of the puzzle just as well in this holographic cell, waiting to rebel. In this binary kind of roads, wake from this dream. Reload the high vibration information in this game. Mistake can turn to purpose in the furnace to this team. When you lose your sense of team, thinking you're alone. We can reconnect the source like AT phone at home through this funk wind home. Knowing that the clones will try to replicate the likes of people that are known. And my soul's not home in this crazy Astrodome. So that's just a sample.
Hell yeah.
I really like what he did. So shout out to Mestizo. That's going to be probably the second song on my album. And I didn't play the beginning, so because they're probably thinking, "Where's the Mr. Rogers samples?" Yeah, I got it.
If I'm a mistake,
I'll go back. Hold up.
and I wonder if I'm a mistake, and I wonder if I'm a mistake.
And then the beat starts. So I haven't figured out what I wanted to name the album, but yeah, I'm gonna change it. It might not be this, but I thought of Collage of the Mirage. I knew you'd laugh, because I felt like what I'm doing, what this album kind of represents, because I feel like I am collaging, because like I took a piece of even though the Mr. Rogers thing's not in the song, like. For sample clearance, it's just, a piece of that, which is not in the song. But I feel like for this, I'm like taking pieces of different things and making a collage out of, and then, and I don't know why I even thought of Mirage, but I gotta maybe.
You've got a little bit of a vision of it, man. You've got a vision.
Yeah. So that's the second song on the album. Did you want to hear? I have a song about Kirby. I wrote about. I
think I've heard a little. Did you put that on Instagram or something?
I did an Insta story on it. Should I play it, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's this is my other feature. Ilani Faye is on backup vocals at the beginning. Okay, and it's a song. There's no samples. I did everything on the piano.
What's your process? What are you putting it all on?
I'm doing the whole album on GarageBand. And ironically, this is I love it. I love it because
first album on
GarageBand? Anything on I do the little raves on it because the way I used to record music, you literally record on an 8-track and go right into a burner, like a CD burner.
Oh yeah, this is the early days of this show.
I'm telling you,
early days of this show.
Yeah,
Steve would be like, I couldn't burn the CD.
Yeah, so it took me. It took me years just to cross over
remember those days
into modern day recording, right, babe?
This just took me back to you'd be like, yeah, I don't have the CD. Can we wait another day to release because the CD didn't come out?
Yeah,
it wouldn't accept the CD, my CD burner.
Okay, you ready? This song's called My Dog Kirby. You ready?
It's man's best friend. She left you in the kitchen, China one long, and on the countertop was kibble, and your bowl was not seen. Lied about your vaccines. You never seen green. Foreign to your path, unlawful treatment towards you.
So basically, yeah, I didn't want to give it too much away, but you get the. You get the vibe of it all. So it's a song about Kirby. I mean, it's like this album is just it's not just rapping. It's like kind of song. That's like my attempt of just doing like songwriting, I guess, and just writing, And I did everything on the piano, and so I just didn't want to make it one thing,
How do you record the piano?
I literally just put the 8-track, and then just used it as these mics, and then just played. And I just did use different tracks. Then I would put it into GarageBand. So I literally just put this on like the corner of the piano. Just did it like that. Just old school, So yeah. So
what's the latest song you wrote?
Oh, the latest song is called
what were you writing most recently that you haven't even had a chance?
The Nameless One.
You haven't even had a chance to record. Where are we at?
The last one I'm working on now is called The Nameless One. And I'll play a little bit of it. This is like a straightforward rap song, kind of. But I don't have
What's
a chorus.
What's the inspiration for this one?
Well, I heard I was watching, trying to find a Credo Mutwa sample because I wanted to write a Credo Mutwa. He's an African shaman that David Icke that interviewed David Icke interviewed him, but he has like ancient knowledge about not only reptilians but other aliens and stuff, and like the knowledge in Africa.
When we're reaching out to get him on here.
I think unless I don't know if he's still alive. He's somewhere in Africa, but I would love him. That's my dream guest. But here's this one's called the Nameless One.
The nameless one is the faceless one. Open up the game, find what kingdoms come. When the singing's done, not shunned by the sun. Got spun by a fun, the plot runs in the line. Follow intuition, be your own Einstein. Break the symbol, signs that can't be nimble. Rhyme. The candlestick is lit up, it's kindle time. The nameless one is beyond the clouds. The dome above your head to chop the heads to bounds. Let the dead so proud, my mental lead.
So that was just a straightforward kind of like I like using like just obscure jazz samples, stuff that hasn't been used yet. And so I mean, you could ask her. That's like I spend hours just digging for the proper. That's why I want to name it collage something, because I feel like I'm taking a piece of something that normally won't belong with something, but I'm trying to make it fit together, you know. But I could do that on my own. But that's
Where
why.
do you find your samples?
Just YouTube jazz albums, you know, stuff like that. And I try to disguise the sample, like I'll reverse it or put a filter effect on it or whatever. So yeah. So anyway, so those are 3 samples. So definitely cop the album when it comes out. I'm halfway through. I'm 6 songs in, and then can we start talking about Munchie now too? So that's my solo.
We're only like to 3 p.m. on your day in the life of Steve, man.
What do you mean?
I want to finish
mean?
the day in the new day in the life of Steve. Where are you at? Like, what's so you go to the coffee shop?
How about you hand the mic to my girl? I think she's waiting to send me a good to tell me a good question. Well, you should know. I mean, she could probably answer that, you know. But yeah, okay. Well, we've been doing lately is go ahead. I need you on here. And they're probably asking. Hold up.
I get it, Steve.
Hold up. Before people, because they'll be like, "Why don't you get your girl as a guest? And why don't you have your girl as a guest?" Well, like the thing is, like I respect our relationship. I don't want to be like I wanted to keep it separate. So like my relationship with my girl, I just wanted to have it separate. I didn't want to throw her in the mix of like podcasting or any of this stuff, because it's like that's my girlfriend and I want to keep it that way. So for those of you who've been asking, get your girl as a guest, man. Interview. It's like no,
that's what they sound like.
Well, that's what when they say it on the comments, I'm thinking that's how they sound. But go ahead, babe.
So what game have you been playing obsessively right now?
Far Cry 5.
What are you doing it?
Well, Bob got me into it. It's I like it because it's an RPG, but you could hunt in it, you could fish in it. There's a lot. You could have like companions that like I could have a cougar named Peaches follow me and a dog named Boomer, and you know they have different traits that they could like Boomer could scout out the area and mark the enemies for me. Cougar is more like a stealth kind of companion that could attack them from the bushes, but I like it. It's like you could I like sniping. So what it is, Far Cry 5, it's your typical cult group taking over like a region. So it's kind of like
the typical cult group.
well, it's like Jim. Remember Jim Jones?
Yeah.
It's like modern day Jim Jones, but it's like a family. So it's this guy named Jacob Seed, and he's got like family members. Like he has a sister and 2 other brothers that control.
White people, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they're white people.
They have these things.
Of course they're white people.
I don't know about these.
It's a fun game though, so you know I'm having fun playing. Thanks for asking. See, that was a curveball.
They have these things named Peggies, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. They have their own lingo in it. So I guess it takes place in Montana. So it's like mountains and it's cool.
Peggy?
A Peggy is what you call the bad guys, the religious groups.
And you and Bob play together a lot.
Yeah, so we do a thing where we could play together, and you have to take down these outposts, and then you could do it just running in there and alerting them, but they'll call for help, for reinforcements, or you could go stealth. So what I like to do is go stealth in with them, and then figure out where everyone, and do it methodically and slow. So I like doing it like that. He actually got mad at me because we took over outposts, and I missed a snipe and alerted one of the guards, and he happened to be by the guard, and he got upset.
Why?
Because we didn't do it like the way he wants to do it, which is no detection, no alarms. He's like, you messed up, man. And I'm like, sorry, man. You know, you win some, you lose some. I mean, it feels good. Usually, at one outpost, there's 2 alarms that you need to disable the alarms. You could either do it one of 2 ways. You could go in and disalarm them, like, you know, with your hand, or you could use a sniper rifle or a bow and arrow and hit it, and the box just goes up in smoke and turns off the alarm. So that's what I tried doing. Yeah.
This is the first game you played in a while with your brother, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a walk down memory lane with him. The last time, I mean, well, we couldn't do that with Fallout. We would just talk about it.
The new Fallout game is multiplayer.
I know, dude. That's gonna be insane. Yeah,
When's that coming out?
I don't know, but it's gonna be insane.
The beta is gonna come out in October, I believe.
Is it local multiplayer?
No, it's online.
Yeah, it's online, and you could have your own. You could basically have your own fire team too.
Yeah,
and you could take over each other's stuff, like
that's
regions
cool.
and stuff. I like your question, babe.
Thanks.
You got another one?
Nope, not right now. Here, George.
All right, so we're at 3 p.m. You've already written a song. What happens next, Steve?
All right,
Well, usually, she's a big part of it.
She goes to the coffee shop
No,
with you? I didn't even hear that, dude.
No,
This
but
is-
we'll go to we'll get shrimp.
Oh, we love shrimp.
So lately, we'll get shrimp around 7, 8. We go to the place around here, the crawfish, hot and juicy crawfish, which you use you just use your hands. So we'll order a bag of shrimps with sausage and corn, and we love it. She actually taught me how to rip Yeah, I was unable.
How did you eat the shrimp at first? Then?
Well, I didn't know how to pick apart the tail and the.
So what'd you do, Steve?
I bit the head off, but I didn't know how to do it properly. She showed me the proper technique.
Eat the sausages instead, and
Yeah, because I didn't know how to.
that he was enjoying the shrimp, and then I had to keep telling him how to do
But
it.
you gotta learn somehow.
Yeah.
All right, let's reenact that, Steve. Like, oh,
Well,
hey,
I would.
you aren't eating the shrimp, Steve. What's happening?
Well, if this was, let's say this is a shrimp, and the cover is the shrimp head, and this part is the tail, I would just bite in here like that, and that's not the right way to do it. You're supposed to bite the head off, bite the tail off, and then there's these little legs they got, and then you're supposed to go like this, bite in, and spit them out. And then the shelling is from the inside out. And then you're supposed to go in the middle and then find the sweet spot where the shelling is. And then you peel it inside outwards. So I have the proper technique now.
All right. This is some high quality
to her.
infotainment too.
Yeah.
This is a.
So yeah, we love the juicy crawfish. Yeah. No other questions? Anything else or?
How's your life different now? Like, because I remember, like when you first started this show. How are things different now?
Things are different in the sense that I could actually do what I want to do. I don't have to show up to a job that I have no passion or desire going to. Like, nothing against Fat Sal's, but it's like, dude, I almost lost a fingernail there, dude. You know, I was in the
fingernail. Whoa.
Like, I was a shake guy. He said I was like the Bruce Lee of shakes. Because I was like, shout out to Zane.
Who said that?
My homie Zane Hedberg, Zane that hired me. Shout out to Zane. But I would literally have to be so fast, zzz, then scoop it, and then I would make 5 shakes at one time. You know, but then one night I scoop the ice cream and it was getting low, and then I tried to pick up the ice cream bin, and the metal edging on top, my fingernail got stuck in the top of the metal edging on top of the ice cream carton itself. So I was like, I yelled for him, and then he had to take a knife and cut me free. So I was doing that. I was Mr. the Bruce Lee of shake guy, and I was washing dishes, degreasing stuff, and then on top of that I had to bag meat. And then sometimes when it got too busy, I had to get on the fryers. Have you been on a fryer?
No.
where you're making cheese sticks and French fries.
That sounds brutal.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So you know, I was doing a lot in there. So going back to your question, I don't have to do that anymore. I could do the show and then do more creative stuff that like I like doing.
And we could watch 5 episodes of
and we
Handmaid's
could
Tale.
watch 3 episodes of Handmaid's Tale
In a row.
In a row. So.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it with him and you and Bryce
What's your
and
vision
her.
for the show coming up?
Excuse me?
What's your vision for this, the Steebee Weebee show? What do you...
Well, to be honest with you, I never thought that the show would make it this far. Like, I thought it would be, we'd do a couple and then maybe, I didn't think we'd, to be honest, I mean, I know you had the vision, he's from Maker, so he knows how to, this is not my world, I don't know, I still don't know what I'm doing. But
He
I
also
thought,
introduced us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and then you introduced us.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, George. So, George, I owe you for a lot.
I didn't mean it.
No,
You're making this seem like my question was very self-serving.
No, but let's go back. But I do owe you because a little background story. George did introduce my girlfriend to me at the Manchi show at the what's it called?
The Smell.
At the Smell in L.A. So I owe you a lot, brother. So thank God for that.
I thought before I met
George
you.
is
Before I met you, I thought you had a wife. So I went to George and I said,
Just wait, you thought he had a wife?
Yeah, remember? I went up to you and I'm like, I can't talk to Steve. He has a wife.
What made you think?
I have no idea.
Did he just look
do
like
I look like marriage material? I'm literally
You do now?
I'm literally
Definitely.
still a kid. So I'm very grateful, like as far as being able to do this and then on top of the show, it's like, Manchi, we just met with Dave and they want to record. We don't have any plans, but they want to still like start recording again. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what will come out from that, but we might go out to Big Bear again and record another either EP or album or maybe reformat our style of music.
I definitely think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
though.
Maybe we could do it right and like really craft our songs together. Because before we weren't doing it like we were just doing it and I wrote a song about this, I write about that. And it was just like really kind of like chill, like not really serious.
But that Mang Chi Chi song you did with Mo was
the
really
Mang
cool.
Chi Chi song, the thing we did live at the Grizzly Fest, worked to the 10 people out in the crowd who happened to see the routine. But yeah, I want to do more of that.
But you wrote with Mo.
Yeah, I wrote with Mo. Yeah,
Just
we
like
wrote
go
together.
into more what the new writing system's going to be for Manchi. What do you mean?
Well, okay, so this is good that we're talking about this. Before, even though I am the lead vocalist or one of the lead vocalists or in the band, I felt like whenever someone else was, like, I felt like maybe Dave wasn't feeling what I was doing, and he was like, well, we'll let her sing something or change the whole thing. And so I felt like my fear, self-centered fear, like I was thinking, oh no, so like I guess I'm not gonna be able to write, you know what I mean? Like I was like really fearful in that, like the sound changing like to a whole different thing, like being a different thing. It's weird to explain. I still haven't really figured out why I would feel that way, but
it's a good topic. So what's the new way?
Well, I think the correct way, because I'm meeting with them Saturday and Sunday, I think the correct way is to show up and not be so caught up on me, but what could I do to be of service to them, whatever they need, like instead of having it all about me and what I want in my vision. Maybe I should show up and be like, oh, what do you guys need? Do you want me to yell on this? I don't have to even write to it, or you could yell on it or write to, you know what I mean? Where it's not all about just me. It's about the group, because there's yelling, but there's other members in the group. It's not me, it's a collective. So if I have that outlook, I think that's a correct way to go about it, instead of like, being like this self absorbed person that's fearful of it not going my way. And
you're a rock star, Steve. Take control. Don't let him.
George, I don't like what you're doing there. But the whole reason.
Steve.
But the whole reason why I'm doing the solo album is for that reason, where it's not a group, and this I could do.
You have that outlet.
Well, I have the outlet, to express myself in this way. But I have to keep in mind, Mongchi is a collaborative effort. Yeah, so
it's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I think that's the correct way, instead of like being like really caught up in something else in my mind. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't talked to my therapist about that, but I think that'll be the next couple sessions where my fear comes from in that, and figuring out how to improve on that and look at it correctly. So how are we doing on time? I think we're like really doing good, as far as time.
Like 44 minutes.
44 minutes. So yeah, this is just. Is this even? Can we even post this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good. I like this.
We could post this.
Who are your top 5 dream guests, just to put out into the universe?
This guy's really stepping it up, huh? Dream guests. Damn. Anyone in the world?
Yeah, just to put it out there. Maybe the universe will take over.
I wants to answer this.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
Former President Barack Obama.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, Obama would be dope.
He has a lot of free time now.
Yeah, I would like MF Doom. Yeah, MF Doom.
Really cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Maybe Karen O would be really.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would love a Karen O on here. I would love a Beastie Boy. I mean, I need a Beastie Boy on here before this thing just ends. So, Mike D.
As it continues to grow, Steve.
As it continues to, well,
positive energy,
I need Mike D or Ad Rock on here. But Money Mark will get back. Oh, I've had a Beastie Boy. Money's the 4th Beastie Boy. But someone other than Mark. I love you, Mark. But someone other than Mark. And I would like...
Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, like someone like that. Like a director like Christopher Nolan, someone like that. Or who's the guy that just did Isle of Dogs? That guy, Wes Anderson. I would love a Wes Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that dude, he has a unique way of doing movies and his own vision. And, did that answer? There was quite a few.
Yeah. And then how about who you're trying to get next? Who is like your next goal?
You know, to be honest with you, I'll take what I could get now. You know, I'm not like George.
We'll take anyone interesting.
Yeah, we'll take anyone interesting, but not someone that like is like just hits me out of the blue. It's someone like I would find interesting. You know,
you connect with.
Yeah, it's something that. What, George?
Well,
we're getting the cream of the crop.
We are getting the cream. Okay, so
we got a loaded slate in August here.
We are. It's loaded.
Yeah, this is special because it is special. My friend.
It is, but I don't want to lose the underdog theme also of the Steebee Weebee show. I don't want to. I know what you guys lectured me on, like getting it to a certain point, then you could like pull others up with you. But I also kind of want to have a balance where it's not so much that I want like the mystery card one where this person's interesting.
Still getting mystery cards, my friend.
I know that's why I'm happy with the trajectory.
But
and
they're
everything.
not just whatever we could get mystery card. They're high quality individuals who have a lot of fun things to say. Mystery cards, my friend.
Yeah.
They're doing things. They're on the ground. You know, they may not have this big name, but
I know. That's why I'm open to it. You know. I like to do a thing where maybe we could do I don't know, maybe find out a way where we could just do some kind of not a competition, but just put something out there where we could find out a way to get a mystery guest on here, like someone we don't even know who it is, and we could just roll the dice somehow, maybe once every couple months or something.
Do it through Patreon.
Oh, do it through Patreon. Yeah.
Pick a random person from Patreon. You won't know who it is, and then you have George kind of curate.
Oh, right, a random patron because they're the ones that like solely support the show. Yeah. Oh, that's it, Chris. You get Chris. Wow, this kid's impressing. He's impressive tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I'll lecture him on the car ride back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that I just want to do. I just want to keep it. I don't want to keep. I like the format, but I kind of want to keep. Like I like your ideas too. Yeah, I want to keep other ideas open too. What do you like? What are you sparkling? I mean, this guy. You. Oh, okay.
New sparkling water.
Yeah, I got new sparkling water. Yeah, Arrowhead. Yeah. So is there any other? I mean that was like 50 minutes, right?
Let's get some shout outs, Steve. Do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I have a lot of shout outs. How we doing on time?
We're pretty good.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Going back to my number one guest, I would have loved Credo Mutwa, the African shaman, or like someone like a David Icke, or someone like that, or someone in that field like a Linda Moulton Howe. That's probably up there too. Top 3. Linda Moulton Howe. Linda Moulton Howe. Yeah.
Or like
so, cause she
people?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like I would like to bridge into that field, like get those people who I look up to and listen to, like when I'm laying there, when she thinks I'm sleeping and I'm laying there for 2 more hours listening to my things, But yeah, what was that?
And how about who do you want to be a guest on?
Well, Theo Vaughn would be nice if you maybe put the word in for me, Chris. No, I'm just messing with you. I don't. You know what? I think everyone would say like, yeah, everyone would want to be on Rogan, but yeah, of course, anyone would be on Rogan. But I'll be on anything. I don't care. Whatever,
Yeah, if you got a show in LA, hit us up.
Yeah. So I mean that was pretty. Was that fun?
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. Do you have any other? I like your questions. So.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
You kind of opened up the show with talking about the negative comment you got.
Yeah.
And if I could, say something from a fan's point of view, because before I got into this industry, I mean, I was a fan of all you guys. So it's so crazy that I am that I'm now working on a lot of these shows.
Yeah.
And if I could just add something. Is that I don't think that you're a bad interviewer. I think that you're a unique interviewer, and that's why I like watching your show. Yeah. So you're not like the same copy, cookie cutter questions that everyone else is asking.
Idiots, man.
Yeah. So maybe that guy. Yeah. Maybe that guy's just used to
the crew fans, Steve.
Yeah.
Listen to the crew fans.
I think that one guy, he's just used to
Your face. You hate listening to the people that love you. Come on, Steve.
You gotta throw this guy some dough tonight.
Yeah, I would say that maybe
this guy.
Then bring on the big guest, Steve. Let's keep him coming. Yeah, what's up now, Steve?
I got a shout out. Okay, I like the ending of that because it's just gonna. Oh, that's all you're gonna hear is that laugh, that raspberry laugh.
Yeah, you always know what show George produces.
The raspberry laugh. I got a shout out. We got 3 new Patreons, man. I got to shout out my man Mark Elliott.
Hell yeah, Mark Elliott.
I got to shout out my man Josh Porter 08.
Josh Porter 08, the best number of Josh
Last
Porters.
but not least, I got to shout out my man Garrett Atkerson.
Hell yeah, Garrett.
If you want to be a part of this great Patreon family and be a part of supporting this awesome show with awesome peoples, then go to patreon.com/Steebee Weebee and make that pledge.
Dude, what
and
do they
join
get?
all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff.
Access.
They get exclusive access to who's going to be on the show next week. You might get a mystery song that I've never put out anywhere, and I'll just let you hear it. You'll get the Little Ray songs. You'll get all the Little Ray songs, okay? You might get art. You might get stickers. Just check it out, okay? Patreon.com/Steebee Weebee. Working on a new album. It's going to be a collage of something. Don't know it, what the title is yet. You heard a couple samples, and that's going to be available at SteebeeWeebieBandcamp.com. Make sure to follow Instagram /Kwangyu, QUANGOU, and Instagram /2Bunniez. 2BUNNIEZ. Hey, you like this hat that I'm wearing? George.
Hell yeah!
If I love it too. If you want to get one of these, if you want to get one of these custom hats, man, of this dope ass bunny, go to ilanifay.com. ILANIFAY.com. Get your bunny hats today, right? Huh?
There's only navy blue.
There's only navy blue
There's
available.
only a few left, dude. You
There's
better get 'em
5
while they're
left.
still
She's
there.
selling them like hotcakes, man. Okay. Percentage
to cut
of
of that,
proceeds goes to local charity in Los Angeles. See where our heart's at?
That's beautiful.
Okay. And with that being said, there's no
There's the local charity, Steve Lee.
there's no Little Ray, but is there a way? Can you scoot over? I want to play a little bit of piano to end it because this is this I feel like I want to express myself more. Okay, so I love you guys and thanks for tuning in. I'm just gonna end it with a little bit of piano playing. Okay.
Available on iTunes, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts are sold.